And we come now to 22 hours 30 Universal Time. In the news at this hour, 2 of the 7 main political parties in Nepal have rejected an offer by King Gyanendra to give power back to the people. Leaders of the Nepali Congress Party and the Nepali Congress Democratic Party say the king has proposed only parliamentary elections. They want a legislature elected so that a new constitution can be written. They said most parties want a constitution that would reduce the king to a ceremonial position or completely cancel the position. The main 7-party alliance has not officially reacted to King Gyanendra's offer. Rebel forces in Nepal now support that alliance. The American State Department has praised the people of Nepal for their continuing struggle to establish democracy. A State Department spokesman said the United States was pleased that King Gyanendra said on Friday that the people have the right to rule themselves. Sean McCormack also urged all sides to avoid violence. Chinese President Hu Jintao has told a crowd at Yale University that the main goal of his nation is to expand its economy. But, he said, China would play a useful part in world events. Mr. Hu said China and the United States should cooperate. Mr. Hu spoke on Friday at the end of a 4-day visit to the United States. On Thursday, Mr. Hu and President Bush met at the White House. After the meeting, they said they would increase cooperation on trade, human rights, and the nuclear disputes involving Iran and North Korea. Mr. Hu said China would slowly expand political rights, but would not copy political models of other nations. In Burma, the National League for Democracy says it will recognize the government if the military permits Parliament to meet by May 27th. That date is the anniversary of Burma's 1990 elections. The NLD won a majority of seats in that election, but the military would not permit the NLD to form a government. The NLD statement said that Burma could only solve social and economic problems with international aid. It said aid would come only if Burma had a freely elected parliament. The statement called for Parliament to include NLD representatives elected in 1990. A Burmese diplomat has died in a fire at the Burmese embassy in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Police say Chua Chua set the fire himself. He died from serious burns. No other injuries were reported. There are conflicting reports about the damage done to the embassy building. You are listening to the news in VOA Special English. Shiite politicians in Iraq have agreed to nominate Jawad al-Maliki as Prime Minister. The main Shiite alliance reached agreement on Friday. Officials say 6 of the 7 leaders of the United Iraqi Alliance have approved the choice. Shiite political leaders had nominated the current Prime Minister, Ibrahim Ajafri, but Kurds and Sunni Arabs opposed Mr. Ajafri's nomination. The new nomination ends a 4-month dispute over the position of Prime Minister. The Assembly may now choose a Speaker of Parliament when it meets on Saturday. Aides to Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas say he has vetoed the appointment of a militant to a top security position in the Palestinian Authority. Jamal Abu Samadana had been named Director General of the Palestinian Authority's Interior Ministry. Mr. Samadana commands the Popular Resistance Committees. He was asked to supervise armed anti-Israeli groups in a new security operation. Israel had warned of military action against the new Hamas-led government after Mr. Samadana was appointed. The Pakistani Interior Minister has confirmed that the man killed in a clash with soldiers on Thursday was an al-Qaeda terrorist. The man died in a tribal area near the border with Afghanistan. The Interior Minister, Aftab Sherpao, told reporters the man was an al-Qaeda explosives expert. Earlier, security officials had said they believed the dead man was Abu Marwan Asuri, a citizen of Saudi Arabia. Pakistani officials say the man's body will be examined to confirm his identity. And an American State Department official has urged Russia to stop selling weapons to Iran. Nicholas Burns says Iran is violating international nuclear agreements. Mr. Burns said it is time for other countries to use their influence to pressure Iran into honoring the agreements. Another American official, Robert Joseph, said the Iranian nuclear situation probably is the greatest threat faced by the United States and other countries. Russia says it will not agree to restrictions against Iran until it sees hard evidence that the Iranian nuclear program is not peaceful. And so briefly now, here again, the major news of this hour. 2 of the 7 main political parties in Nepal have rejected an offer by King Gyanendra to give power back to the people. Chinese President Hu Jintao has told a crowd at Yale University that the main goal of his nation is to expand its economy. And in Burma, the National League for Democracy says it will recognize the government if the military permits Parliament to meet by May 27th. So ends the news in VOA Special English.